Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Go Malta Esports Festival Day 2 Saturday, as Event Horizon will be taking on Power of 5. We're coming through here at the quarterfinals. Yes, it is the quarterfinals. The quarterfinals in the main bracket. There is also a losers bracket below this as well, so there is a chance for these teams to bounce back. We've not seen Event Horizon or Power of 5 play yet today, so it's going to be very exciting to do so. And this is also a best of 3.
And it's a fresh start. I mean, we have Xerath, Orianna getting banned first off the table, like really big focus on the mid lane. So it means Power of 5 will have to dig deep on that champion pool in the mid lane. Although Jin Zhao and Miss Fortune are getting some attention on these tournaments. And Shyvana.
Okay. We've talked about the Shyvana all for the last couple of days, and we haven't seen one until now, and it gets banned. But Xin Zhao has had so much prevalence here in this tournament. MF, we've only seen it once, and when we did see it, we got a pentakill. That was Team Paradox who pulled that off. So there's still quite a lot to kind of come out potentially. And Orin is still open if it doesn't get banned here.
Oh, man. That's the first pick.
That is high priority. Orin is high priority in this tournament. I mean, just in League of Legends generally. But what we've seen from this tournament is if anyone gets Orin, they really pop off. Orin and Xin Zhao so far have had the highest win rates here at the tournament in all the streamed games, 100%. And there you go. Orin gets locked in for Event Horizon.
So now if you want to pick something to the top lane, you don't need to do it right now. You can focus on the bot lane, get that massive solid Xayah and Nami, for instance, who has been a solid bot lane without this misfortune pick. So Xayah, Nami could be the one coming in for Power of 5. Or even a Lulu. Lulu can mean a hyper carry. Xayah can work as an hyper carry if she wants to. It's not the Kog'Maw that we used to see anyway. But the Ornn, though, you have to bring something really tanky to the top side, and also is capable of building magic resist.
Now, Lulu's been locked in. What is the next pick? Are they going to pick an ADC or are they going to pick a top lane? It looks like Maokai will be the pick. Heavily countered by that Orin, though. So I would have rather seen maybe a Gnar or a Maokai, at least something that can deal with him from afar, because you do not want to get in Orin's face and get up and close and personal. Kha'Zix is available. Jarvan's available as well. It's going to be a Jax pick in. I could see Blaze actually pull that off in the jungle. Well,
and it could be an Ornn support. It could be.
You've talked about it. You've talked about it. I think you're the only person I've ever met who talks about Orin support. But it is a potential. We could see the Orin come up as the support.
I've seen the Jax jungle with press the attack as well. The 3 auto attacks gets a lot of damage flowing in, so it could be a possibility. But the Orin support is something that we have seen on a competitive level of League of Legends in Portugal. A guy called Plasma Lemon is known to play Ornn so well as a support that they need to ban it every single time they face him. And Tristana Ornn have that potential to just go in on the face of Lulu and delete Lulu. They're going to bring in the Ezreal with Klepto. It could still mean you could go jungle, but lately we've seen Ezreal as an AD carry. Talia again. Now, first time being banned, although we've discussed this pick for a long time. So on one side, we see the focus of Xerath and Orianna, and the other side, now we see the Talia, the control mage. So mid lane, they have to dig really deep. But Zoe's still available.
Zoe is still available. Syndra's going to get banned out. I was wondering whether or not we were going to see that after we did see Omnia just run it in the last game against iExtreme, and they used it to great effect. Now, what is the last ban going to come through from Power of 5? We've been talking a lot about the Zoe. I honestly don't think we're going to see Zoe in this particular comp. It doesn't really lend too much to it, but there are other control mages they can still get their hands on. Fresh is going to get removed, so just removing that kind of playmaking support to go in with the Tristana.
A mid laner that we haven't debated one time. Well, Ahri is going to be removed, sadly for you, but Vel'Koz could be the pick, and even Malzahar is available. If you want to stop that Jax, for instance, that hyper carry, you can just come in and use the grasp on him.
One of the things we also haven't really talked about too much is the Kassadin. People are loving Kassadin with Aerie in the mid lane. It gives him some kind of lane of ability to poke in lane with the Q and the Aerie proc. Sejuani's going to get picked up for Power of 5, so let's see what they do decide to go for as their support and mid laner for Event Horizon. I would actually quite like to see a Kassadin, but if they do pick that up, it also does mean they kind of lose the kind of mid game. They need to kind of have that more scaling time. So they are going to pick up that Malzahar and look for that single target lockdown.
Show me. Is Ornn the support for this one, or are you going to bring something more CC-like? Ooh, if this Leona gets picked again, massive wombo combo. But on the other side, they're still fighting it with wombo combo of their own. Maokai, Sejuani, only the mid laner missing out. It could be a Victor on the other side for the power of 5. It's going to be the Leona. So the composition is ready to go. It could be a Victor, which means we'll have massive team fights.
Remember, Leona and the brittle that Ornn can put down will proc on longest stuns, which makes for some really dirty team fights. Ooh. If that gets locked in, this game is going to be very, very exciting. And there you go. Zed. I have never casted a Zed before, so I'm really excited to see this happen.
So it's time. It's time to see the Zed. Will he go for the usual 2 Black Cleaver build with the Dusk Blade? It's something that has been popping up on the solo queue. You can better up with the mastery that is allowing you to use additional cooldown reduction to get more AD. Oh, that's going to be savage.
Oh, I actually wonder if we do see the 5 Cleaver Zed. We get like 3,600 health, I think, by the time you're level 18. Yeah. And then like, you sacrifice like 2 AD. But obviously you don't get all the actives of like the Dust Blade, the Ghost Blade, you know, passives and actives and stuff like that. So you do sacrifice that. But what you do get is you just become like a bruiser with crazy damage.
Also, it could be going for Transcendence, which is that mastery alongside with Gathering of the Storm, for instance, that allows you to at least get a little bit more damage every 30 seconds. You could go for the ultimate hat. So you will have the Death Mark even more often. There are a lot of ways to play this out. The Nullifying Orb. I mean, if you go for Sorcery on Zed as the second tree, you have so many good runes to pair up Zed with. I'm really excited to see this Zed, and I'm really excited to see you cast this Zed. It's going to be the exhaust for Malzahar in the mid lane to try and at least shut down a little bit of the damage. But the only target that Zed really wants to get the kill in would be the Tristana to get additional damage, or even Jax. Jax in the jungle. Oh man, I know it's not you, but what do you think about this Jax jungle? I have my opinion, but what do you think about this Jax jungle?
The thing about Jax jungle is it's incredibly snowbally. You have to really kind of run away with it. Otherwise, you feel completely useless. And in a team fight where he can get locked down by multiple targets and blown up extremely fast, it's going to be hard for him to really do a lot as you move later into the game. Remember, Lulu's peel that she'll provide for Ezreal and Zed is going to be insane. So Jax really is probably going to want to just look for Kyrix, though. And that'll be the target that he wants to pick off. If he can't do that, there'll be someone who'll be able to peel all of the engage that Event Horizon can put down onto them. And Power of 5 can then just kite and fight and then turn the fight in their favor when they want, with the fact that they've got that Glacial Prison, with the fact they've got the Nature's Grasp. There's so many tools available to them to really kind of walk away from a fight, wait for some of the abilities to get burned, and then re-engage when they want on their terms. Having said that, I'm interested to see whether or not we see another Iceborne Gauntlet Ezreal, which we've seen earlier on today, or if we don't.
It makes sense because you want to slow them down. Imagine if Leona is chasing you down to get that engage. What you can do is just Mystic Shot, allow your team to buy some time. Sejuani will slow them down as well. Maokai has that potential. So Zed, though, looking for the split push. If he's forced to go all in on team fights, he might be blown up. Because if you want to go to the backline, you need to have that Quicksilver, or you're going to be stopped by Malzahar. It's going to be a tough job for Zed to get the kill. But if he gets himself rolling with those Black Cleavers that we were talking about, it's going to be a tough job for the Event Horizon. So there's a lot of pick and counter pick and playmaking potential for both teams. I can only imagine on a big team fight, the Forge of the Old God by Ornn, and all of a sudden you see a Jax jumping in and get the counter-strike on 5 members, just maximizing that stun durability. And also remember that if the Brittle is procced by anyone, the percentage damage will be applied. So we're talking about 13% maximum HP at the maximum level. It's going to be devastating. It's going to be beautiful and gorgeous.
Also, as you see, mechanics on the Malzahar in the mid lane will be running that exhaust against the Zed purely to kind of just deny the potential for him to just really all in him constantly. So he has to play with that kind of threat to him. I'm interested to see what tree he takes as his sub tree on the Malzahar. Typically, if you play into Assassins, a lot of people like to go down the support tree and actually run that Zhonya's. So you at least get one free kind of get out of jail card when Zed comes in with the with the ulti with the death mark. So it'd be interesting to see actually how that plays. But this is going to be a really exciting game. So far today, we have had nothing but fight, fight, fight. Even yesterday night, the one game we got with Team Paradox and IA Extreme, it was off the hook. Everyone was just going so hard for each other. And I don't expect to see any kind of change in that unrelenting pressure from these teams in Malta.
Until now, I am not seeing anything out of the ordinary in terms of runes. It's going to be the sorcery for the Zed, so it means he will bring in that static we were debating about. He will bring the Transcendence and hopefully the ultimate hat. Oh no, Nullifying Garb. Now I'm confused. Now, what would I take versus a Malzahar? Let me see the remains of the team. Leona deals magical damage as well. Tristana on having a free X drinker. It could be good.
He does take the magic shield, I assume, in this matchup.
But the ultimate hat, don't you want to have more death marks? You know, it's
already on a relatively short cooldown, and yeah, I don't know actually. I don't really know what he runs.
I made you think.
Don't do that. I'll get a headache. What we have seen a difference here with Aeon on the Leona. Last game we saw a Leona, they ran the Grasp of the Undying and going for that 4% of your health as damage. In this time, actually, they will be running the Aftershock. So looking to get on top of people, get that damage reduction, and just pop people with the Aftershock.
You just see something, making some quick math. So if you go for the ultimate hat, and you get yourself 40% cooldown reduction, which I believe it's going to happen on Zed, especially because he brought sorcery, he's going to have the ultimate every 40 seconds. That's a fairly low cooldown on a massive ultimate that is able to just one-shot someone. 40 seconds. But if he loses that, it could go for it's 8 seconds you get with ultimate hat. Looking at the numbers, I would go for the free X drinker.
It's really hard because he didn't show you anymore. Yeah, it doesn't actually say what he's taken. Mechanics yes, he did start with the stopwatch, so that means he will be able to at least get that one ability, one death mark he can deny at least, which would be pretty big for him, providing that Hutch doesn't actually come in and kind of pop that early for him. It means he's got that kind of one bit of insurance at level 6. This pause is coming off the back of just a quick restart we need to do. We were just informed before the game was loading in to say what was happening. So there will be a quick restart for one of the players, and then we'll be back into the game. But that just gives us more time to kind of analyze and talk about what we expect to see here. I want to see Blaze counter jungling like a madman.
I was expecting him to go top and get a kill on Frost. It's so easy to do it with Toby playing Ornn. You set it up, you go in, Counter-Strike, Ornn is capable of approaching and get the searing charge as well. I mean, all those CC applied on top of each other with a percentage damage. I believe Frost could be an easy first blood if Horizon want to actually get that rolling. Because on the bot lane, do you need additional help with Leona, Ignite, and Tristana versus a Lulu? I don't think you need. So supposedly Blaze could go top, but yeah, I'm thinking about now the counter jungle. Hutch could be in trouble because Sejuani takes a beating at the beginning of the jungle path.
Yeah, it's also going to be really hard to gank Shadow, with the fact he can use the Living Shadow to get out of jobs, out of ganks is always going to be quite hard for him.
It's a punny name. You can make puns with it.
His name is Shadow as well. I didn't notice actually.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's a punny name. You can. It's a Shadow playing Zed, so have fun. Okay, there we go. Signal to go.
Looks like we're finally loaded through. Event Horizon taking on the power of 5 here at the Go Malta Esports Festival Day 2. This is the quarterfinals. This is a best of 3. So all of the gates are going to come out swinging. Let us know in the Twitch chat who you think will win. Will it be Event Horizon or will it be power of 5?
So far, so good. So Spell Thief's edge in favor of Kirsk, who's playing Lulu. It means that she will stay a little bit behind in order to get the shield on Ezreal. It's easier for the Lulu to just try to get control of the bush, get some vision on an opposite bush, and give shields to Ezreal. You have to play a little bit like Janna on this matchup because Leona can just hard engage level 2. So it's probably a race between these two teams on the bot lane to see who gets the level 2 earlier, as I do see Ezreal not buying anything else aside from pots.
He's really going in. I don't know if that was a misbuy. He's still sitting on 400 gold. So really investing in lane sustain, but he's only taken 2 pots, so doesn't have the lifesteal from the Doran's sword, doesn't have the extra health from the Doran's sword as well, so he is missing out on extra 80 health and 8 damage into Tristana. With Aeon, their level 2 will be really disgusting.
Ooh, I'm thinking about this. It's 3 auto attacks that you have for free at this point. Because with the Doran's Blade, 2 auto attacks. 80 HP is enough to soak 2 auto attacks. 2 auto attacks less means it's an easy kill for Leona and Tristana at level 2. So the race is now even more interesting and more deciding.
I'm actually seeing the Meteor pickup on mechanics here. Mechanics?
Mechanics.
Everyone's flaming me in Twitch chat for calling him mechanics. I thought it was just a funny play on words. A lot of people are starting to run this kind of Meteor instead of the Aerie in mid lane. Personally, I still think that Aerie is a better ability to take. He just has so much more dominance. We're seeing Kirox actually run it as well on the Lulu.
There we go, level 2.
All in onto them with the hit level 2. Kirox is super low. The Ignite is down, and first blood is picked up by Deity.
The race is on, and Event Horizon are going to take it. It's easy. Lulu had to stay a little bit behind, and they knew they needed the level 2 in order to get the polymorph or something like that. She wanted to get that little lens of poke damage on Aeon. Well, she did. The problem was she did not survive on the top lane, though.
Well, here comes Hutch looking for Toby, who's actually a little out of sorts. Has got his jungler to back him up. They are getting baited here. Counter-Strike's available. Oh! It's going to land onto 2. Gets himself the root as Frosted is looking for a bit of damage onto Toby, but he's still alive. The root has come down, and Hutch is slowed. One more auto attack by Toby is all she wrote, and that's going to be another kill to Event Horizon.
Well done, but on the mid lane.
Oh, Mechanics is ignited, and Shadow just auto attacks for the kill. Action everywhere. At least Power of 5 managed to find something in return for that.
Okay, the one that needs those items at least is getting it. And Zod saying the Ezreal went back. Oh no, he didn't went back. It was the Klepto. It was Lulu that went back. I was thinking, okay, he got himself a ward and a cookie, but no items. But no. It's the Klepto working out.
Can't buy wards anymore.
Yeah, that's why I was so confused. Like, what is happening? Double buff though on Toby. Frosted is in a world of pain right now.
This is really hard as well because Orin's biggest problem is actually his mana costs. Now that he's got a blue buff, he is going to be fine for mana, and that red buff will also give him a bit of healing in lane as well to boot. So Toby's going to have an absolutely wonderful time in this lane against Frosted, and Frosted is really starting to feel the hurt as the CS lead is slipping away into Frosted's hands.
So there's a time window as a Maokai that you can stop the auto attack from the Brittle before you get slammed in. As soon as he's going to slam you, you can't step on that or the Brittle will affect you. You Arcane Smash on the ground, so you cancel the auto attack and you can get away. Those little details are going to make a big difference.
Toby's going in. There is the Brittle, so the Counter-Strike will land the damage down, and Blaze finds the kill in the top lane. Playing perfectly around that as Hutch is just going to get a bit of a counter jungle on the other side. Shadow hasn't got Deathmark quite yet, so he can't all in to try and push them away. It's Mechanics just farming away, trying to keep the wave away from his tower for as long as possible.
And until now, every single game we saw that gets a little bit rolling on the beginning. It's going to favor the team mid lane.
Ooh, Shadow! Going aggressive with the Living Shadow, switches places just so you can get the auto attack and the Q on.
40 minions versus 24. The mid lane, it's the holy grail for power of 5, because on the rest of the map they are having serious issues.
Everyone is really having issues. As do you have a look at the kind of CS lead at the moment? It is in favor. Sorry, the CS lead, the gold lead is in favor of Event Horizon. It's just this mid lane, which is the undoing. And as the game goes in later, Shadow will have a harder time. So he needs to run away with it fast. Mechanics taking another chunk from him, and Deathmark is now available. No ignite yet, so he might play a little safe for a little bit. But he does need to keep in mind that Mechanics will have an ulti, so you can't tower dive him if he doesn't go in on him soon.
That's exactly why he needs to go right now. Until Malzahar is level 5, that's the opportunity. As soon as the window is closed, the level 6 of Malzahar. There we go.
Here it comes. Deathmark, Living Shadow, Razor Shuriken, uses the Hourglass as Blaze lands the stun. The connection comes down, and Mechanics is dropped in the mid lane. That's going to be a kill onto Kirox as well, forcing Aeon away. Frosted still feeling the hurt in the top lane. And it was Mechanics who got the kill, not
bot lane
going down. But this is going to be a fight here in bot lane. As Deity looking for the damage, even flashes forward. Explosive charge won't be enough to get the kill. And Zod is out of there.
Well done by Blaze, reading Zed like a book. And I love that. As soon as Malzahar saw the death mark, he would looking at the wrist like, oh, what time is it? It's outplay time. Okay, let's pop the Zhonya's. Instantly done, and well, Jax is doing a really, really good job. As a team fight.
He is getting caught out though. Hops away to the safety of his Leona and make sure he's safe for now. Did get the steal away on the blue, which Zod probably would have liked, because having a bit of cooldown reduction in his build and faster regenning energy means he can combo onto Mechanics quite a bit more. But look at this, Blaze is being so active on the Jax, maybe a little bit too active as he goes in with the counter-strike. Zod, Arcane shifts away, and now the damage is really starting to lay in.
Zed approaching.
No ability to engage as Leona doesn't have ulti quite yet, but Shadow was hanging about. Is going to peel away for now, but whew, close.
13,000 to 10,000. The vision coming in for power of 5 is actually relevant now. They saw Malzahar returning to the bot lane. They, on the top lane, have complete vision over Toby, and whatever happens on the river to the top side, only a lane gank will be executed properly on the top side. And Shadow already removing a little bit, but he's going for the kill.
Ulti's available. There's Nevergrass. Blaze is coming in with a counter-strike, and he comes down with a death mark, tries to find the outplay. It's not enough, and Mechanics will get the kill.
There's Mechanics coming in and getting down Zed. He knew what he had to do. That's because he didn't use the exhaust. He was confident that Jax was around, and the team play is actually coming on top of this. Out of 5 now with serious issues versus them. And Ornn keeps farming. Ornn keeps himself steady and going, and he's going to outscale Maokai by a lot. Again on the bot lane.
Blaze is popping off this game, gets the flash at Kiro, and now we're going to see the True Shot Barrage come out as Zod actually goes aggressive into him, finds himself a kill. It's going to get traded back instantly. Now Koro goes down as well, and this will be first tower blood in the bot lane for Event Horizon.
It's derailing. It's derailing. They have the Infernal Drake now. They needed to play defensively because of this objective that is so big. Especially for the team like this, Jax will take full advantage of it. AD if he goes for the Ginzu, for instance. Tristana also the same. Infernal Drake is going to be so important right now. Zed is going to take a peek, but like what he sees.
Doesn't have Deathmark available. Maybe he's going to get engaged on as the Zenith Blade comes down. The Shield of Daybreak is going to land. Aftershock follows up. It's not enough damage, but now Deity charging in. Flash with the counter-strike. He goes in. Shadow gets a 1 kill at least in the 1v3. And Deity is on a killing spree.
But how worth it was this? Because the tier 1 turret on the mid lane that opens the entire map is now under siege. And they're going to take this easily if no one replied to this one. It's only Sejuani approaching, and I believe it's gone. All those 3 minions trying to tank as much as they can. Another wave approaches the mid lane and they're going to take this one down. And the lead extends itself to 19,600. This is the perfect time to go back, buy some necessary items, buy additional vision, and now have complete control of the enemy team.
Shadow's just finished off his Duskblade. He needs a QSS if he's going to do anything into mechanics here. It's looking dire for the side of Power of 5 as Event Horizon are really just running away with this game. They're grouping up and they're rotating effectively as a group, and it kind of feels like Power of 5 are not playing to their Power of 5 and they're just playing as a one-person solo queue style.
It's going to cost them dearly. If you look at Jax, Trinity Force before anything else. We're talking about a Trinity Force before 11 minutes on the Jax jungle. I know he's 304, almost 100% kill participation. And you're going for the Rift Herald at 10 minutes in. Sejuani is peeking. Oh, she's not gonna find it. Oh, beautiful.
She's just clearing wards at this point, unaware. They even put a ping down, and Blaze actually wants a kill onto Hutch.
Oh my.
Hutch maybe bit off more than he can chew. Tried to turn around and walks out of there with a blast plant, but that's an 11-minute Rift Herald for Event Horizon. And it looks like they want to continue this snowball over Power 5. Don't give them a foothold in the game to catch up back into it. As Hutch actually throws out the ultimate. Here comes the death mark. He goes down. They threw everything onto Blaze as he's going to pop. That's going to be a kill. Shut down onto Ezreal. Now Deity is forced to hop out as the Buster Shot goes down. Has got the backup of mechanics. And they are just going to lose 2 for now.
They were still limping because of the objective they have just done. The Rift Heralds left him a little bit low and they didn't need to engage. This is really good for Power of 5. This way they have additional gold. Zed has a kill, so he'll be able to get the Quicksilver Sash a little bit faster. But meanwhile, pushing on the bot lane, it's going to be Toby on the top lane, gathering around Power of 5. Really want to secure that first turret of the game. It's going to be so important. 17,000 is going to raise up a little bit to 18,000 or 19 at this point.
Look at the teleport behind the Rift Herald. It's quite far away for Orin. He does have Call of the Forge God, and Leona can throw the ulti down. Let's see where the Shield of Daybreak goes. Hutch is going to get engaged on. Here comes the Call of the Forge God off screen as Zod will get knocked up. Same onto Lulu. They're trying to peel away. That's going to be Deity who gets the first kill onto Sejuani. Make that a double kill as the resets are coming through. Zod is going to get slapped down by Toby, and that is 3 kills for Event Horizon.
Okay, what are you doing?
He's inting! He's inting! He's gonna go down. That's the end of Frosted as a 5-man unit from Event Horizon rotates as a 1-man death ball.
You saw in his eyes that he was just going to the top lane to try and get the wave out, and out of a sudden gets collapsed by 4 members in the middle of his own jungle, and he's like, dude, I'm just cosplaying, I'm a tree, leave me alone. And they just collapse on him, and that's an easy kill. 0-2-0, and the Rift Herald now is going to push on the top tier. Be a hard one to defend. Not enough members.
5,000 gold. Rift Herald's coming down. And it looks like that turret in the top lane will fall shortly after the tier 1 did. They do need to make sure they auto attack it to get it. I'm gonna go watch that on my screen. Yeah, it does go down. Okay,
yeah.
It does go down, and Shadow needs to be careful as the Zenith Blade connects, and Deity finds a really easy kill. He is 6-0-3 on the Tristana. Infinity Edge finished up. And this base is going to be big for him as he has 1,800 gold to spend.
Zone is already completed for Malzahar. At this point, there's nothing Zed can do versus Malzahar. And if history teaches me right, and I think it did, I believe in our Event Horizon will just throw Toby into a lane, even though he doesn't have any teleport. And they will just gather around. Oh, mid lane?
Mechanics can get rooted up, and Frosted's coming in. The Arcane Smash goes back. A little bit more damage is all they need, but Mechanics is on the run. Can he get out? He puts a slowdown. He puts the silence out. One more auto attack, and Frosted finds the kill.
Why would you start to send up the E? You don't need it to run away. It's not going to slow them down. Zanya's Hourglass was not even used, and they were so close to Malzahar. He just needed to hold a little bit longer, but well, couldn't hold the door. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, it's going to be Power of 5 trying to push a little bit further, but that's a control that Event Horizon were able to get in this game. There's nothing you can do to stop, and look at the farm that he's going to get on the bot lane. And since he's able to buy in the middle of the lane, just gotta keep going.
He is picking up. Oh, sorry, I was just like loving watching him farm that big wave. It felt really good to watch. Shadow is losing so much health to Blaze. We were saying in the post-game, well, pre-game before, how Blaze has to play this game. He has to play aggressive and he has to snowball, because if Jax doesn't do that, he feels utterly useless. He has snowballed incredibly effectively. Next Drake in 8 seconds is also the Mountain Drake, which is perfect for Event Horizon, because they're shifting from team fighting to objective taking now, and this will assist them.
In terms of vision, Power of 5 are losing a little bit on that control. The tier 1 turret does that for you. It's going to be an easy Mountain Drake, additional damage on those turrets. And with a Tristana and all that siege they have, it's going to be complicated to defend.
Hutch is caught out. The ulti comes down. A couple more auto attacks from Deity, but he actually gets rooted up by the Glacial Prison. Shadows come in. The Call of the Forge God gets thrown out, and Shadow is dropped down by Toby. They're still looking for a fight as the Nevergrass will connect onto Ezreal, making short work of him. Blazes over the wall to make sure no one can escape, and Deity is hopping aggressively forward. That's a double kill onto the Tristana. Let's make that a triple kill. No, Blaze makes short work of him, and 5 members will fall.
If you get caught out of position with this amount of CC, this amount of team play, and also lead 32,000 to 23,000 before 17 minutes. Dear goodness, Hip. This is complicated.
You watched the rest of the games today, mate. You know what you knew what you were signing up for here. It is action-packed in Malta.
Man, if this had any more explosions, Michael Bay would be crying. I mean, this is the perfect game for him.
Michael Bay's even saying too much, too much.
Too much, guys. Not even I do that.
Go back. And turrets are standing everywhere for them as well, which means there is nowhere for Power of 5 to go in and ward. They're just falling defensively into their base. They've lost every tower outside of the base now. At 17 minutes, it's looking dire for them. But don't forget, guys, this is a best of 5. A best of 3, sorry.
Oh, calm down.
So it's not completely over. I know I'm getting ahead of myself. It's not completely over. If Power of 5 can just let this game end, not let it get to them, because this game's kind of done at this point, and then just look towards the next game.
And sometimes it's better to just let it go and not show your hand in the late game that you're going to have to show if you want to hold this. And just prepare for the next game. Just keep it cool. As you were saying, keep it cool. Don't overextend and don't show off your hands. Just let it slide. But they still have a long way to go. At least 3 minutes. At least 3 minutes they have to hold on. And Baron is going to spawn in a few minutes. They could actually make their last stand on the Baron. I believe EvH Horizon want to take the Baron, and Power of 5 could fight on that Baron pit.
Remember, Shadow's only got 1 item, but he goes straight into the back. The Nevergrasp, and everything gets thrown down. That's a 2-man ulti as the knock-up comes through, as Lulu throws down the Wild Growth, making sure Ezreal stays alive. But Blaze looks for it, can't quite find the counter-strike as the Glacial Prison comes out. Nature's Grasp connected. They throw everything, and Blaze is alive. Here comes the Call of the Forge God, knocking them up as Deity is going aggressive. He outplays for the double kill, making short work of them. Coming in now, looking for the kill as Kurox is on the run. The Zenithblade goes down and Toby finds the kill. It's just Hutch left alive, and this means that tier 3 in the top lane is free for the taking for Event Horizon.
Deity did so much work on that team fight. He was capable of just jumping into Cyan, and all of a sudden he had also Maokai on his foot, but he didn't care. He has enough. He is 11:04. 11 at 19 minutes, and Blaze is a beast as well. And Ornn was not even on that fight. It was mostly Deity just doing a really, really good job.
I can't figure out why Shadow went in with just a Duskblade into the Nevergrasp, into all of the CC that they could have laid down on him. It was such hard work. Now we're seeing another engage as the Nevergrasp gets used. Counter-Strike has been used by Blaze as well, and it's Frosted who's on the wrong side of the base, running away. Silence isn't going to connect. Shadow doesn't have Death Mark. The rest of the team are just going to get out of there, walk away for now. Baron Nashor spawns in 15 seconds.
Wounded as they are, they need to go back. They need to buy in. Let me just see how much do they have. Over the 300. Oh man, that's a lot of gold on every single one of them, especially on Tristana too. 2,400 gold on Tristana. alone. He's going to buy the rapid fire cannon. She's going for another zeal item. Something more defensive. Oh, she just bought a watch.
Makes sense because it builds into GA now. So Deity wants to keep that perfect KDA for this game going. Also, Toby has a perfect KDA. So 2 of the members on Event Horizon are just rocking it this game. And now I think we all know what's happening. It's going to be the Baron dance for Event Horizon. I think this is going to be a pretty short dance, though.
Yes, it is.
Oh, Blaze's damage just on the Rift Scuttler was scarily big.
And I like the way that he's going for the full tanky Jax. He already has the damage that he needs. I got the Trinity Force. I'm done. I know Tristana will be able to carry me. Ornn has percentage damage. And even Malzahar will deal percentage damage. Oh, he gets spotted.
He has been spotted. Ooh. Blaze lost a fair amount of health there. Doesn't really have a way to heal up either. Setting up that Fnatic Death Brush at the moment as Zod is going to throw down the 2-shot barrage to spot out the Baron. They've seen it happening, but they've got 2 waves of super minions. Shadow, looking for a hero play, has decided maybe that's not a smart idea. Take the bush alone.
He's not even going for the Quicksilver. He's going straight up for another Serrated Dirk. And I don't think he will be able to finish that item. It's running through the fingers. Let's see what the next dragon is. It's going to be an additional Mountain Drake, so more damage for those objectives. Deity just needs to put an explosive charge on something and blow it up.
I think the side of Event Horizon can be very happy with how this game went. This is the quarterfinals as well, so we didn't get to see them for in the group stages. Unfortunately, we were following Omnia and Team Paradox through, who are both in the group state in the quarterfinals. They're in different brackets from each other, so there is a chance they'll meet in the semis
yet again.
So it'll be really exciting to see those 2 come back, because obviously Paradox started off the week in complete dominance against iExtreme.
With the first and only pentakill until now.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was a 20-minute win, followed up with a pentakill winning team fight. So it was pretty good. It was a pretty crushing game for Team Paradox. They played that very well. And League of Legends, by the books, is what's getting done. Call of the Forge gets pulled out. It looks like it's just for zoning at the moment. Toby, he's just being a big meat shield at the moment. And that is going to be the 3rd and final inhibitor down with Baron buff, with Blaze landing everything imaginable. Seal to Daybreak comes down, pinning everyone in place. As no one has quite died yet, Shadow goes in. Deity uses the stopwatch to stay alive. They managed to get 1 kill, make that 2. Sejuani actually somehow lived through that. Zod trying to lay out a little bit more damage. Oh. Toby just does so much damage. The 2-man knockup is huge. And that's the end of the Nexus. 22 minutes. Event Horizon take the first in the best of 3 against Power of 5.
Almost. Zod Cyan almost took down Deity. So close. 1 auto attack away. But Toby was there. And it was a meat wall, as you were saying. Well, a meat that can smack you with a hammer. So I wouldn't call it a meat wall. But so close to take down Deity, but it would never be enough. It would never be enough. The goal difference was already too high, and they just had to slide away. Sometimes it's better to lose and just focus on the next game than just go over the same mistake. They have to take down Ornn on the Champion Select. They need to bend out Ornn. We have seen this constantly on this tournament. You don't allow Ornn to be open.
Ornn has been such a crucial pick during this tournament, indeed. I mean, there's not really too much more to analyze. I mean, Event Horizon just kind of stomped on Power of 5. It's going to be about whether or not Power of 5 can bounce back in the second game of this best of 3. Otherwise, they are out. We're going to cut to a short break, and when we come back, we'll be bringing you game 2 of the series. So don't go anywhere, guys.
Kag.
It's a bug.
Sabuk.
Wallet.
Clara.
Oui.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Go Malta Esports Festival. As Event Horizon will be taking on Para 5, switching places, and Para 5 are down 1 in this best of 3. So we are at match point. Oren is the first ban, unsurprisingly, from Para 5.
I'm now happy.
You're now happy.
I'm now happy. It has to be banned. And Zenov again getting banned. Okay, I know he's an S tier pick at this point. Somehow he is back in beta. I didn't miss him, but okay. Azir, though, until now, not being picked as well. I thought I would see more Azir in the middle line. But anyway, so Zenov, Oren, let's see if Jax is going to take the ban hammer, because he did made a lot of pressure. The thing is, if you ban Jax, you have to leave Xin Zhao open. And until now, Xin Zhao, 100% win rate.
It's dependent on whether or not they feel that Hutch actually can pull the Jax off himself, because remember, the thing about this tournament is it's a very kind of widespread elos. There's golds to platinums to diamonds here. There's lots of different players. Now, champions like Jax are very viable in these kind of scenarios when they're kind of just snowballing monsters and actually can go from being, you know, just kind of like almost like a D tier jungler to almost an S tier jungler in a pick like this because of what you can do on it. So I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see the side of Para 5 first pick it and deny it from Blaze, as they do ban out the Xin Zhao.
I smell fear.
And the Shyvana, sad days, sad days. I would like to see it. I'm not particularly fond of it. Oh, but wait a minute. They take the Shen and they leave the Jax open for Blaze if he wants to take it yet again. Misfortune now missing the ban phase. And we're back to see the queen of the AD carries trades. Ooh.
That's a really powerful start there for Para 5 as they pick up the MF, they pick up the Jax. The Shen, you kind of opened yourself up to a counter lane. The Gnar can be picked up here from the side of Para 5. So if they want to pick that up as their last pick before the second ban phase, they can do that. I'm sorry, Event Horizon. And now it's down to Para 5 to make sure they actually start picking some winning lanes. Leona is probably going to be the pickup here for Event Horizon. Para 5. They did use it relatively well for some of the fights.
Interesting. I thought it was going to be the Tristana. Oh, mechanics.
Do it. Oh, he's not going to do it. I really want to see Azami this weekend.
Okay, do this. I'm fine with this as well. This is an S tier pick. I do not believe until now Gangplank was neither banned or picked. I know it's not going to be picked. There we go. But it's so weird why he's not being picked with the Klepto.
Especially into the Shen as well. He'll have solid wave clear. He'll be able to match the fact Shen can ult to a lane, and he can just lay his ult down, putting a big slow and a bit of damage down for his team as well. And his damage late game is disgusting on Gangplank. With this Kleptomancy as well means he gets a really solid kind of gold building ability and kind of laning phase. So I'm surprised we haven't seen it. Malzahar and Ari are both going to get banned away. So lots of mid laners as Syndra's removed from Event Horizon as well. There's one more ban standing.
And Talia is open. The previous game, she was banned away. I believe it was power of 5, removing Talia away from mechanics. It's going to be the Shogath, though. Mid lane, we still have a lot of picks to the mid lane. The Zed is still available. It didn't quite work in the previous game, but everything went downhill. Zed was the only guy that was capable of just standing to himself.
And also, remember, last time they picked the Malzahar, who counters him at 6 because Zed goes in, Malzahar ults him. This time the Malzahar is banned, and it's banned by Para 5, so they're denying that from mechanics, which means that maybe the Zed is a very real pick. Trundle is going to get picked up for the top lane of Event Horizon, which means they will deny Shen that tankiness at level 6.
If you want to bring something solid into the mid lane, you can actually look into the Corki for power of 5. You have the Caitlyn, you have the Corki. Sustained damage, real damage coming in. Oh, I'm going to let you talk about this because I know this is your favorite.
I'm going to see what they pick up in the mid lane, and then I'm going to rant for a little bit about how great Lux is.
The ultimate hat.
Pardon?
The ultimate hat.
With the, obviously, yeah, because by level 6, at level 16, sorry, you have like a 30-second ulti that resets on kills. Nidalee will be the pickup for Event Horizon in the jungle as well. Para 5 in the jungle as well. This is quite an explosive comp. Lots of damage and lots of burst they're going to be able to put out.
I'm letting you rant. I'm giving you the time.
I'm waiting to see whether or not that is actually going to be a Yasuo mid. Okay, Katarina mid, right.
Oh.
This is a very back and forth lane, Lux versus Katarina. Katarina, if she can get on top of Lux well, can literally blow her up. But Lux has the ability to lock her down. She can predict where obviously you can see where Katarina is going to go. If there's a dagger on the floor, you can always put your E on it, and that will basically deny Katarina from going on it without taking a burst of damage. I'll be excited to see whether or not Shadow actually goes for either the Airy or the Meteor on Lux. Typically, the Airy, especially into Katarina, will just mean she will have such a hard time farming without losing lots of health. Also running the barrier on the Lux, so definitely looking to stay alive. Keeping in mind there's a Jax and a Fresh. The cleanse wouldn't have been an awful pick here as well, because it can deny that CC on you. But hoping that barrier means there is a 1v1 potential on Shadow versus Mechanics. And Shadow was the one player for Power 5 in that last game who showed a glimmer of hopes.
He was taking the lane. He was dominating on the lane. The problem was, well, the rest of the game caught up to him, and he was not able to produce as many results that he wanted. And obviously, Malzahar versus Zed, you know how that is going to fare out. 2 ignites in favor of Horizon. Interestingly enough, no exhaust to stop the Caitlyn if she runs amok. Nidalee is going to poke out, and she can actually invade Jax. Nidalee can invade Jax with her kit. If she lands the javelin on the face of Jax, well, things are going downhill really fast. But a lot of the damage from Power of 5 is based on magical, which means Caitlyn has a lot to do on this game. Trundle can just go for the Spirit. He can actually go for other items that gives him magic resist. Jax can go for the Movement Mortis and be a little more tanky. Everyone can protect themselves versus the magical damage, which means Caitlyn will have to do a lot of damage. So unless she gets the early game scaling, it's going to be really complicated to her in the late game if she doesn't get the last Whisper early on, I believe. So, but with the Lux now, with the Lux, like I'm baiting you. With the Lux
Lots
here.
of wave clear, and that's one of the things that EvH are missing is a serious amount of wave clear. Depending on the MF build as well, if MF goes into that armor penetration build and instead of going for the crit build, because if you get the crit build, it's like Essence Reaver into Static Shiv, which means you actually have really solid wave clear. But if you go the lethality build, you have high mana costs and no way to really recover that mana, and your wave clear does suffer for it. However, Lux and Caitlyn can clear through waves exceptionally fast. Shen is going to be a split pushing monster. Has got the Trundle to keep him at bay, though. And this is where I think the ganking potential comes through for Power of 5. I expect to see Hutch put a lot of preference on Toby in that top lane, because it's going to be hard to gank the MF Fresh. It's going to be hard to gank Katarina, because Katarina just blinks around and avoids you unless Shadow lands a perfect snare and locks him in. So I expect to see Hutch put lots of pressure on Toby and make sure that Frosted has an easy time in lane. But Blaze has quite a lot of places he can go. Shen is a pretty easy gank for him. He can just leap strike in there with that counter strike available. Shadow on the Lux. Lux has no escapes in her kit. She has no tools to really peel for herself. And if she lands the snare, then obviously Shadow can get away. But Shadow, he will have a hard time if he misses that snare. He then runs out of option because Katarina and Jax can both just teleport onto him pretty much and blow him up.
I'm going to bet first blood on the mid lane.
You're not saying who, you're just saying first blood.
Okay, I think it could be a Power of 5 first blood in the mid lane, even though there's no ignite, and also even though it's a Katarina that can hop and skip and jump away. I do think something is going to happen in the mid lane.
What are you betting?
That Lux will get the kill with Nidalee.
No, I mean you're betting, but what are you betting? What's the up for grabs with this bet?
If I win, you'll be forced to main Teemo for the month. See, you don't want to bet with me.
Already beat you there. We're going to be loading through onto Summoner's Rift as Power 5 will be taking on EvH. This is going to be an explosive game indeed. Shadow and Mechanics both playing two champions I absolutely adore in the mid lane. And Archeron thinks that first blood will go down there. I'd probably argue that Lux is going to want to say safe. And I think it's probably going to be one of the junglers who's going to get first blood.
Just look into the runes really fast. It's going to be grasp on the top lane. Electrocute in the jungle for tempo, obviously. Press the attack, sorry. Meteor in the mid lane for the Lux, exactly for electrocute. Oh, Aerie on Misfortune. Interesting.
Okay, someone's actually running Aerie, thank God. I love Aerie. It's so good. So I'm actually surprised to see only Deity running that Aerie and not Shadow. Would be really good on him. Press the attacks on Zod as well, so it means he's going to really start to kind of pop off as he gets into these more extended fights on that Caitlyn, getting those headshots stacked up nice and fast. Let us know in the Twitch chat, guys, who you think will win. EvH are 1 game up over Para 5. Para 5 with their backs against the wall from going into that losers bracket and then having to play for a mini tournament just to get back into the main tournament if they lose this game.
Yeah, I was looking at the nerf. It's not that big on the Aerie. On the late game, it's 20 damage that you're going to lose from Aerie. And the Meteor is still solid, but I want to see how Deity is going to fit out with his Aerie. Hutch, though, with the Nidalee, if she's capable of getting the roll on the jungle, she will be capable of just out-leveling Blaze non-stop due to the fact that you don't have any catch XP at this point.
Just a bit of trading everywhere. Oh, Zod does take the Aerie and that double up to the face. It's going to be okay, though. Doesn't take too much damage. And all the junglers are just trying to get through their jungle camps as fast as possible and look to get onto the map and start applying some pressure. Lots of damage from this poke bot lane here with Deity and Aeon.
And level 2 is still a possibility to whoever takes the level 2 first on the bot lane. It's going to be part of 5, but EvH Horizon actually fed out with a level 2. Oh, Leona is fancying it, but it's complicated.
Ooh. Good dodge by Zod. Make sure that death sentence doesn't connect with him. And he is really getting hurt here. Deity does take a bit of trade on the tail end of that, but Zod has forced to pop his potion. Both of the ADCs just trying to use those Doran shield swords to get themselves farmed up nice and plenty. As Blaze has been spotted out by Hutch. The spear's going to connect, and they could actually chase in for a little bit more. We're seeing Toby and Frosted have a little bit of a scrap here. And look at Blaze. Red buff ticking away. Oh! Spear's going to connect. Hutch can hop over. Has got the flash available. Fails the flash. Doesn't make it over. And that is going to be a massive misplay by Hutch, which means he's going to not get the kill onto Blaze.
Losing that summoner spell as well means that he can't play as aggressive as he wants to. Especially if he wants to go for the mid lane. Mechanics
is on the run. Oh, Shadow forced the flash out of himself, actually. Mechanics saved his summoner spells, which is big. Now Aeon looking for the death sentence. Oh! It does connect it. Follows it up with a flay as Zod is ignited. That's going to be first blood onto Deity. And now they're chasing down onto Kirax as he is running away, as Aeon is slapping him in the back.
Minions
plays him up. Deox actually might be in for a bit of trouble. Zenith Blade comes down. The stun can't quite connect, and the minions are starting to really put some work in. He's out of mana on the Leona, though. And can't run for long as Aeon whips him in the face for the kill. Hutch gets flared up as well. We are not done with the action. Here comes the Lux. Here comes the shield. It gets doubled up when it comes back through, and Blaze gets rooted up and popped. Hutch finds the kill. It's revenge.
What a bloodbath. In a minute, everything exploded. The bot lane, though, Leona tried to go in, but Thresh was capable of blocking the return of the Leona. That movie was short. That means they're going to take a big lead on the bot lane. Misfortune with a kill, Thresh with a kill. And in the jungle, I gotta say, Hutch was really, really lucky because he missed the pounce. He missed the pounce, but Shadow was there. The shield was capable of keeping him alive, and Blaze is not capable of sealing the deal. That means that Blaze is now on the back foot, and it's the first time we see Jax on Blaze's hands on the back foot.
Also, the thing about Lux is when her shield goes through you, it actually applies, if it hits you, comes back onto you, so it hits you twice, it doubles the shield. And that actually kept Hutch alive because the shield managed to double up there.
It was massive. It was massive. Oh, 5 pots for someone? Oh, yeah. Katarina coming in with 5 pots into the mid lane. Unable to buy something relevant, so she had to go with miscellaneous.
Oh, looking to go in. Those 5 pots might work out, but Good snare comes through from Shadow to make sure he doesn't take too much damage. Probably could have weaved an auto attack in, and Zod needs to be careful of that death sentence. Hugs the wall to avoid it. And one of the lanes we were talking about how we thought the bot lane, the bot lane is going to be a big point of contention. Top lane, sorry, is going to be a big point of contention. Actually, they're just kind of just hard farming and ignoring each other for the moment.
Until they get any relevant items, they will not do anything. Zods, Aerie doing a really, really good job on Nati's hands. I gotta respect this pick. I gotta respect this pick.
They do need to. Mechanics has actually spotted Nidalee on a ward. Hutch is only level 4 and is very squishy on the Nidalee. This is one of the problems people had with Nidalee in jungle, was her health was massively low and she was very easy to actually kind of burst down and kill.
Oh, he missed out on the siege minion on the top line. We don't see that big deal or difference on the top side, but in the mid lane.
Mechanics comes in with the ulti. Shadow is going to ignite. There comes the final spark. Dodged out. And Mechanics will live. Death sentence, however, in the bot lane connects, followed up by the Flay as Kiro is trying to do something, but Deity finds the kill. 2-0 on MF.
Katarina with one of the best jukes I've seen in this tournament, if not the best until now. And Misfortune already with the Serrated Dirk, getting that easy kill. The amount of damage he's capable of dealing with a double up. Caitlyn is not playing accordingly to that. She's sitting behind those minions, especially the lower ones. And it means that Deity can just abuse that mechanic versus Zods. He has to find a way out of that. And Frosted until now using the Refugee after the bite. It's not coming on time.
You saw how much damage Mechanics did on the Katarina just with a Dark Seal. It's going to be scary when we see him actually base now. Let's see what he picks up and what the build he decides to go for on the Katarina.
That's why Vedius has been playing Katarina tank on the top lane and still deals a lot of damage.
Oh no, Hutch could go down. No, he's going to be okay. Leaps his way out of danger. The Shadow has spotted them out. Final Spark comes down. I didn't see who actually caught those minions, but Blaze can still get the big one for no problem. The Shadow has got that ultimate hat, so it does mean he'll be able to kind of get that ulti back a bit faster anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah, he does have the ultimate hat, right?
Yes.
Okay. How can you be sure, though?
Because he's a bad Lux if he doesn't.
Explain, analyze, it's done.
So ultimate hat gives you 15% off your cooldown on your ulti. Lux already has an exceptionally short cooldown on her ulti, which is one of her major damaging and wave clear abilities, especially as you hit level 16 when you get all stacks in it. It's only on like I think it's a 35-second cooldown.
Base?
And like, I think base or 40 is base, but then you add 15% to that. Plus then your Morello Nomicon, you can have your ulti up every like 23, 25 seconds on Lux. If you build her right and you build with enough not AP, with enough cooldown reduction to actually pull that off. Shadow, that also resets, by the way, on kills. So Shadow can basically get his ultimate up infinitely in team fights.
I'm going to tell you because I was actually analyzing Lux, because when I met you, you told me, and I was quite interested in Lux again, and also because of the ultimate hat, but you get 50 cooldown reduction on level 3. Once you get to level 16 on the ultimate, it gets 50. But the maximum you can get with all the ultimate hat and all that, it's an engagement in the bot lane.
Oh, there's going to be a catch in the bot lane as Zod loses a lot of health. That leaves him with about 1/3 of his health for now. It's going to be okay as Hutch is really struggling to get any kind of opening in this bot lane as he's standing on top of a ward as they clear out that pink ward, think they're safe for now. Shadow and Mechanics are going to find each other out. There comes the final spark, following up with the damage. Not quite enough as he didn't throw out the Lumen. Singularity not going to connect, and Mechanics is going to walk away for now.
Okay, he's going to take that control ward. Katarina wants it, but it's quite dangerous to go there back again. Mechanics getting really, really low, getting caught.
There's not enough damage to kill him quite yet. If he can weave those auto attacks in, it would have been enough for a kill. But if he weaved his place in there, Mechanics could have gone on him under tower, and it would have ended poorly. This bot lane is still really suffering for power of 5, though. As Zod and Kirox trying to find the opening. There's going to be the ulti. Deity is going to get denied as the Zenith Blade comes down. Here comes Jax. He has got it as the Shen is going to get delivered in. He's opened up as the bullet time comes down. Kirox is first to go. They're looking for another as Frosted is on the run. They threw out the subjugate and they're still chasing down as Toby is tower diving underneath. He's going to get himself out though, so they're fine for now. Smite onto the minion and Toby is chasing up as the double time is there. Here comes Blaze. He gets one. That's going to be another one onto Deity, and now Zod is forced to heal away to safety. No Shadow nearby, so they lose 4v4 in the bot lane.
Not only that, they're going to take that turret down, the first turret of the game, so 1-6 in terms of kills and an additional turret, and if they want an additional dragon, it's not the one they need though at this point, so they might just skip that objective for now and allow themselves to go back by and just keep on with their lives. Shadow needed to do something about that, but he was too far. Katarina going in.
Careful, he does go in, he throws everything down. I think my clients decided to slow down. Yeah, it has, that's why I was about 20 seconds behind you. Shadow does lose half his health and his damage is extremely lacking at the moment. He's only got 90 CS at 11 minutes on Lux. It's not good enough. He should be massively up in CS over mechanics. And he just can't clear the waves with just the Lost Chapter and the Fiendish Codex. Needs that Morellonomicon finished up. And he could maybe think about getting a Banshee's Veil if he wants a little bit more kind of MR. It will also give him cooldown reduction as well, so it's not particularly an awful pick for him. Blaze. Charging it up, there goes the Q, it goes a little wide, forces the barrier and the flashes. They're starting to chase on. Mechanics has landed everything, throws down the Death Loosen, and he does get the kill. Gives him a thumbs up as well on the way out. And EvH are looking to pressure this with 6 kills over the power of 5. This is going to be the next one as the ulti comes down, pins him in place. Hutch goes in, Hutch goes down. Now we're going to see the resets coming through as Mechanics is looking for the next kill. Kirox is pretty tanky as Ace in the Hole comes down. It's a double kill onto Blaze. And EvH walk away with the kill lead, walk away with a gold lead at 12 minutes. Once again, Power of 5 are suffering against them.
Horizon is just 1 inch away from taking this series down. It's a best of 3, guys, remember. And they're taking the lead quite heavily right now. 12 minutes in, we are already looking at the big difference in terms of gold. 6,000 building up to 7,000 after this turret. Complete vision control on the enemy blue side. There's a control ward in the middle of that, well, lighty tree. That's a tree. That's a Christmas tree. Look at that. It's beautiful coming in for Horizon, and there's not much that Power 5 can do at this moment to take back this game. They need to regroup, and they need to use this Lux reset city.
They do, but Lux has only just finished the Morellonomicon. Now, Mechanics actually hasn't finished up his Gunblade either, so his damage hasn't quite started to peak yet. He will get more in the kit, and it's going to be really about actually the side of Power 5 just holding out. They need to sit back and just kind of let this game cool down a little bit, and then they can look for their picks when they get into that later point of the game. As you're now seeing that Morellonomicon finish, meaning Shadow does start to hurt.
Can you do me a favor? Can you press X and see how much gold do they have?
So Lux is actually 500 gold behind Mechanics at the moment.
How much does Leona have?
That's a bug.
Okay, just wondering if it was the same for me, because she's sitting at more than 40,000 billion. Okay,
yeah, she just bought something and it resets, that's fine.
Okay.
Ooh, Shadow is
my.
careful. Deity does have ulti. Bullet time comes down. Shadow can't do anything as Deity gets his 4th kill of the game. He has got such a massive KDA combined this game. Here comes Blaze into the back line. Spear's going to go a little bit wide, and Blaze is actually getting rooted up. They're starting to chase in a little bit more for some more kills, but not going to find them as Deity is 5-0-5. Hasn't died this series at all.
And for a big reason, he's a beast in that position of AD carry. Also with the Jax delivery system bot lane.
Frosted is dead at this point.
Not yet.
That Hydra is just way too much healing. And suddenly the trade goes awry for him, forcing him back as the mid lane turret is shortly going to fall. Zod is doing everything to try and keep it alive, but flipping hell. That's a lot of damage from the double up.
At this point, as a Caitlyn that needs to get herself into the mid game, One of the only reliable sources of damage. Not quite yet.
Turret in the mid lane's gonna fall. The gold lead is 9. Sorry, scratch that. It's 10,000 ahead for EvH, which makes this really, really scary for Power of 5. Once again, they are down an incredible amount to EvH in the early parts of the game. It seems like we're mid-game / late game, but actually we're only 15 minutes into the game. A couple of champions haven't even finished their first items yet. Mechanics is probably going to go get his Gunblade on this base. No?
Yeah.
He's very close to it, to be fair. But he's going to buy himself a pot and elixir.
The most important part of this game is that you look at Deity and you see him with Swiftness, Duskblade, Ghostblade as well, and on the other side, Infinity Edge just completed right now on Zods because the Cull came in effect. It's 3 items versus 1.
And when Zod starts to get a couple more items, it's going to be really, really big for them. But can he get there?
Yeah.
If he can get himself that static shift, that hurricane, it's going to be big. But now we're looking for the all-in. Final Spark wasn't available to Shadow, so they only used the ace in the hole, and Mechanics is going to get himself out there. And Aeon looking for Kirox. Kirox is hanging about. Has going to get flayed up, looking for the damage. Here comes Mechanics. He throws down the Death Blossom. That's one easy kill. Now they're looking for the reset damage. The Final Spark comes down as they root them in place. Mechanics is still not dead. Dodging out the spears as well. Staying alive for now. Light Binding misses, and so does the E.
The read from Event Horizon on this team fight was beautiful because you saw the root coming down from Lux, and instantly she didn't use the ultimate. Until now, every single opportunity there's an engage.
There's going to be an engage. The taunt's not quite enough. They're still staying alive. There is a Shumpo available to Mechanics if he wants to use it. They're actually going aggressively forward. Kirox doesn't have ultimate, no Final Spark, but he goes in with the Zenith Blade, gets him down with the shield, or the Daybreak, sorry. And now Mechanics peeling away. Turret will fall. Herald was used, and Herald is going to die now. Is Mechanics going to commit to this? No.
But it took the turret, and that's more than enough because on the other side of the map, there's a Trundle taking in the top lane.
He's just wrecking turrets everywhere. Final Sparks used to clear the wave, and Shadow has no mana and no cooldown reset available. Great hook comes out of Aeon. Not going to follow it up because they're all a little bit low still.
Now they're choking on their own base, and it's only 18 minutes in. The Baron hasn't even started the journey to come into the Summoner's Rift, and they already have the enemy, well, inhibitor on the top lane open. It's too soon. Too soon.
The mid lane one isn't going to really be too long till it gets pushed over as well, as they're starting to put themselves into some Drakes. This is only the first Drake of the game, and the gold lead is 12,000 for Event Horizon. Power of 5 questioning what they can do, knowing that they really don't want to go into that loser's bracket. But at the moment, it's looking very, very lightly. And BF Sword is going to get picked up by Deity.
There's only one thing they can do at this point is turtle up and get as much farm as they can get. And also a little bit of vision on the Baron buff. So Event Horizon are not able to take that buff without having to fight over it. It's one of those objectives that you don't want to give away, but aside from that, you don't want to put yourself outside of the map. You need to push in as fast as possible, and you need to clear those little wards inside of your own base. You're giving free information. I know they're not aware of it, but they need to start using the sweeping lens to take them out. Everybody is above level 9, aside from Leona at this point. I just saw it. So they need to get that vision control. There you go. Take one out. There's still one inside of the base giving up information. And Event Horizon just need to chill a little bit. 19 minutes in 35 seconds, they just need to get their own vision and prepare the Baron buff.
Not long to go until that Baron spawns up, and as we kind of look at Deity, his actual score this game has been insane. Sorry, this series. It looks like actually Hutch is going to look for the fight. Hook's going to come down and they're chasing in. Throws down the Lantern, pulling out Deity. Here comes the lockdown. There's the final spark. It goes a little wider as Blaze enters in with Mechanics. Mechanics throws down the ulti. It's going to be 2 kills for Event Horizon as Kirox gets locked down. The double kill. The Q comes through from Shadow, just rooting them up, and it looks like the side of Para 5 are going to get locked down. And Shadow is next to fall to Blazers. That's free onto him now. Frosted chasing away. And Event Horizon are just going to look towards taking this inhibitor.
And as soon as I say, don't step out of the base, they do it and they get punishedly heavily for this simple mistake. And the Nexus could fall.
Nexus could fall very soon. It's now or never for Para 5 while they got 2 towers. It looks like Kirox has gone in. That's a shutdown onto 1. Aeon is ignited, but they can't follow up with any more damage. Mechanix has the ulti, and look at Zod's health bar. It's so low. He's going to have to run away soon. Hook comes down. Mechanix could just one-shot a Squishy at this point. Kirox is just going to get shut down by the Trundle as well. One more turret stands. This is the last turret, and then it means that they're going to go through. Toby, like a man, soaks it up. Final Spark finds a kill. Now there's a taunt. Mechanix goes down. Frosted is there. The turret is on about 20 HP, and it stays alive for now, but it's still not enough as they lose all of the turrets in the game, bar 1.
There's no additional game to go into, and okay, think about it and go to the next. No, there's no one. There's only loser brackets, and it's a best of 1. Do you want to actually walk on that greasy ledge? You don't. You might fall, and you might get out of the tournament, so they're still trying to get themselves out of this, well, sticky situation. Bramble Vest came in for Shen right now, so this is something that will stop a little bit. Well, slow down Toby. 10 minutes ago would stop him, but now it's only going to slow him down because there's the Spirit Visage and the Ravenous Hydra. It's not like they don't have enough sustain. And if you look at it, Elixir of Iron built in for Toby. So he's ready to finish the game. They know they're going for the Baron buff. Exactly. Instantly they're going for the Baron buff. And at this point, they know how to finish the game. There's only one inhibitor left. Hip. It's about to be over.
Christian Fire Spark comes out from Shadow there. Goes a little bit wide. Not going to find anyone as the Baron is now sitting at 50% HP. There could be a fight coming out. We did just see Para 5 somehow pull out the win. Now Deity forced to flash away. Spear's going to connect. They're chasing him down. The Shield of Daybreak's in. That's ruined the perfect KDA for the series. Deity falls. He got overconfident. They will get the Baron at least.
The KDA is not ruined, Hip. It's only on the second death.
It was almost 30.
It's still 30. On the second death,
Yeah.
it's when you... But still, it ruins the beautiful, yeah.
The perfect KDA is dead. But yeah, his KDA is closing in on 30 for the entire series.
My goodness.
He is popping off. One inhibitor remains. One Nexus turret remains. That Nexus turret is currently sitting at 800 health. So it's not going to last for too much longer when there's Baron super minions coming in from pretty much every lane.
Okay, Garden Angel completed. They're already trading some words. Oh, those were 2 auto attacks, not even 3.
Shadow has finished up that Luden's Echo and Morellonomicon. Had he done this in a if this was 23 minutes into a normal game, this would be a massive power spike. But unfortunately for him, it's just not enough. Mechanix hasn't really done overly a lot, but now we're going to see the ulti come out. Final Spark follows up. It's a 2-man stun by Blaze as they're opening up. Oh! Here comes the ulti. It is beautiful. The ace is on the brink of coming down. One more remains. Makes that a triple kill for Deity. And the end of the game. EvH, they have pushed Para 5 into that losers bracket, and they're going through to the semi-finals.
3rd time in a row we see Misfortune coming into this game, well, into the Summoner's Rift on the start.